Good morning, everyone. I'm joined with Risu for the booster boxes online One Piece regionals for the PRB02 meta. Risu, how you doing over there?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm still living the high of returning to One Piece and really getting myself into like what the current meta is and and on top of that, what any future metas are that are coming our way. Still got 13 coming around. We got the new EB set to look at from overseas and just having fun. But now today I think is still PBO2 PB. Oh my god, this one's it's so hard. It
I like
PBR2.
I'm like used to like OP12, OP11, right?
Yeah.
So adding that extra letter in there ruins me every time, right? I
It's so
want to call it
rough.
like PB2 or because there's also like that's what people call the black and purple Luffy PB Luffy too. So like that kind
Mhm.
of acronyms already in my mind. So like adding that extra R into it is just always like it's an extra step, right? It's like
It's a tongue twister for
listening to
sure.
music and they change the tempo all of a sudden. You're like, oh, okay. so,
But yeah
but
but
it's
yeah,
been
like, it's go ahead,
oh,
sorry.
it's been a really fun set for
Mhm.
just really rediscovering or retesting a lot of older archetypes, adding some support for some newer ones. I think the biggest winner for the set is Green Purple Luffy. That
Yes.
has just added a lot of consistency. I think everything else has been maybe like a little half bump for it. There's definitely a lot of decks I've been enjoying playing. We're pretty deep into this format now. We haven't had any Marcos, get a good finish across any of the events around the world, which I'm kind of upset about. That's if I was to be biased on something, I think Marco's really strong right now. I'd love to see if anyone's able to take it all the way with him.
Yeah. It's an easy feeling to have, like, for us green blue Sanji fans, it's been that way the whole time.
Yeah, but hey, that actually top though, right? We
It's
also
true.
have like red Sanji topping, so Sanji players
Mhm.
are in a good spot. They got a good amount
We at least
of
have our character there. But yeah,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
like I really do feel like PRBO2 is like it's shaking things up. Plus the ban list, right? The ban list also came out, kind of equalized a few things. Like you look at some of the events and you're like, you got a carrot topping, you got a Nell being able to top some red smoker as well, Bonnie, Blackbeard seen top. Like it's I mean, we still have probably I think everyone will still probably agree that the Blurple Luffy probably still best deck of the format, but that gap has been shortened by a lot. That really, realistically speaking, anything can take the tournament now, or at least as long as you're in that like tier 2 ish above range,
yeah.
you can get your invite off of those decks, and I think that's what most people care about, right? Because like again, we're still only like recently off of Bandai Card Fest, where everyone's invites got used up. This isn't like last year. Your invites were only allowed for season one, which was that Dallas Fort Worth Bandai Card Fest, and now everybody's in the grind again for getting their invite for season two in Las Vegas here on Valentine's Day weekend.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be exciting.
So I'm looking at our tables that we can jump through real quick for our first game. It is technically already started. I don't like this. This might be a weird one, but we're gonna go to. I think table two would be the one I'd want to go to. So it's you're gonna look at it. You're like, wait, what format is this? This is an interesting one. So we're gonna go to a BRB screen for just a moment, just a tiny moment, and then we will be good to go. So let me do that real quick, and we'll see you guys in like 2 seconds when we're ready with round number one. So be right back. All right, we are back. We've got for you guys table number 2. I'm going to get the player names real quick, but we've got a battle of set 1 as we approach set 13. It's going to be Blue Doflamingo versus Red Zoro.
Oh man, I don't miss the everybody hates red conversations.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is that one's the classic. But two 5 HP leaders going at it. But there's been definitely some changes over 12 plus sets. And we're gonna see a one drop from Zoro here. This oh, this is Correa, Dr. Correa?
Yes, yes, it is. So looks like we are probably playing the animal package, especially finding that
Mhm.
chopper. And yeah, these are definitely leaders that have been through a gauntlet of
Mhm.
this meta, right? The fact that we also have the rotation coming up sometime in next year, right?
Mhm.
I was thinking like, man, there's not that many like I would say main format, right? Or they're saying that there's going to be a main
Mhm.
format and there's going to be like kind of like the legacy format too for it. So I'm like, I
Right.
haven't seen Dofi versus Zoro in a minute, so it's interesting to see it, round 1 for this one.
And we're already going to take this 6k attack from Zoro. And rest one, get the Searcher Nami down. So animal package plus some Straw Hat package. So we got a good mix here in this deck so far to see going forward. Delphi, is this Blackbeard? Yeah, this is the 2-drop Blackbeard we played at our turn. And gonna go ahead and look at the top of draw the top card of our deck. Just simple pass. Doflamingo going to be at for Dawn. This is the first turn that we really get to do what we want to do. But instead, going to play the good old Jinbei.
Yeah, and so this is the new one from
Mm-hmm.
PRB02. It lets you look at the top 5 for a 7 warlords and adds it to your hand. I kind of I was like, if you're able to rearrange it, since this is a top of deck kind of deck, it'd be cool. But
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be a little bit strong. So finding a 2K, super
Mm-hmm.
nice. And one more extra thing, these decks have been around since the beginning of the One Piece card game, right? So you can tell
Right.
these players have been playing these decks probably for quite a while. We see all of these alternate arts for their decks, right? We see the Zoro all art. We see our like I'm gonna be surprised with how many standard arts we actually have between these two decks.
Right. It gets to the point at some point where you start bullying them for the cards that aren't alt-arted, like this Nami here going in for 5k because we've
Mm-hmm.
given Zoro the one Dawn. And we do counter out with a Jozu. And then just a simple pass with 2 attacks. We counter out of both, and now it's Doflamingo's turn once again. Hopefully, we can finally get something on the board that's gonna let us know the top of our deck potentially. Let's see, um, or maybe actually activate the
The teach effect,
active
yeah.
the teach effect. Yeah.
So another
So
thing
we're
with
gonna.
this
Mhm.
Jinbei too is that it does bottom deck 1 drops, which is super strong, especially against Zoro, right? The deck that wants to play it. So we are
Mhm.
playing the just shut up and come with us. Let's top 5 for a an animal with 5k or less. So we do get the Tony
Mhm.
Tony Chopper here, and then we've got another one. So yeah, as soon as I saw that they passed with 2, I'm like, all right, they've got 2 of these. This is going to be pretty nasty.
Yeah, and I imagine this attack is into Nami, or are we trying to pressure life here?
I think
Um,
Nami is probably good. Yeah, again, like we are we are drowning in all arts.
It's so funny.
So we've got the first one is the I would say the quote unquote good chopper. It is the 3 drop
Right.
that on attack are on play during your turn. You get to look top 5 to play an animal with type with a 4K power or less. And then we also do
Mhm.
have the 3 dot chopper, the kind of like the Alabasta one. It lets you play an animal with 3K power or less from your hand, which is why we get the hiking bear down there.
Nice. And we are going to continue that play with playing our Perona top 5 search. You're gonna probably going to see us play it to the top finally, so we can actually start playing with our leader effect. This is famously what keeps Doflamingo so good, being able to, instead of play cards from hand, play cards from the top of our deck, so you can use all the cards in your hand for counter to defend said cards on board instead, which Probably we'll see Zoro attack into a Jinbei and whatever never comes out off the top of the life, or do you think faces the place for Zoro is just send everything sideways into leader?
I think Zoro's gonna likely end up being the more aggressive of the two. There are chances for us to play. Um, oh, we're just okay. We're playing the law. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay, so it's the law 2K that
Right.
lets you bounce something.
Or is this is the starter deck club?
Yeah, sorry. This is a new PRB02 alt. Yeah. So we bounced the Perona back to bounce the Chopper back. Sorry,
Yep.
I was not expecting a max rarity Doflamingo deck at 7 in the morning PST time on a Saturday. I'm like, man, it's 6. I gotta get up, and now we're faced with 4 new alt arts that came out a couple weeks ago. So my apologies on that. So we ended up playing the Edward Weevil. So real quick, what happened? We did play the Prona. We used the Teach effect to put the law on the top of to put the Weevil on the top of the deck. We played our 4-drop
Mhm.
law to bounce the Chopper back, and then we used our leader effect to attack and then play the Weevil out.
And Weevil just being what a simple draw one when play. Yeah.
Yeah, draw 1, 6K body, and yeah, it is yeah, insane. That's a 2K buggy. I'm gonna try my best. Yeah, the thing is that like Doflamingo decks are
Mhm.
just so known, right? I think
Yeah.
for a lot of these cards, but again, we got so many PRB cards. Yeah, we got max foilies, max shinies in this deck. I'm gonna imagine at this point. So maybe not
Uh,
showing off how the deck works necessarily, but just showing off like yeah, if you like Doflamingo, you can still you can
it's almost unfair. You have to
show your
have
love
sunglasses.
in special ways. And then again, I was not expecting a max rarity animal chopper deck today either. Maybe not max rarity. Like the Nami obviously is not the
It's
most,
pretty close.
but it's not non-base art decks, right?
Yeah. And this I mean we're like it just seems like Doflamingo's gonna be able to outpace Zoro this game. Like we have an attack for everybody that's gonna be on Zoro's board. Well, Zoro can be pretty efficient in these attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Doflamingo's just gonna out seems like it's just gonna outrun what Zoro's gonna do. We got our bodies are stronger. Each of these bodies can attack into these choppers or these animals on board and requested more 2 cards as it's going to be mostly 5Ks into 3Ks. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
and
review
like
how many cards in hand.
Doflamingo's like both of these are I would say aggressive leaning decks with 5
Mhm.
life. So cards in life are just cards we haven't drawn yet. Not not the thing that keeps us in the game, right? So
Mhm.
because of that, I do think that there is when you look at these matchups, there's a lot of like give and take where you're like you have to decide how aggressive you want to be, how defensive you need to be to not lose next turn. So it's a back and forth, but I definitely think Doflamingo's had a really strong start with these Trafalgar Law and Teach plays, even though we're just down to 2 cards in hand.
Mhm. All right. So Weevil, I imagine that's going to be. I guess that's into lead with the attack there. Yeah. Now we got to decide where this is going to go. We're going to give 1 Dawn to Jinbei, clear the chopper. And now Teach as well potentially could go in. I mean, we'd have to give it some Dawn, but I mean, we got plenty of Dawn to use, and most of Doflamingo isn't going to be over 4. Most of the plays aren't going to be over 4 Dawn, and we're probably looking at keeping our hand rather. Probably keep these 2 cards in hand to protect our board going into the next turn. So we're probably going to see what Doflamingo just play a card off the top. Maybe play the Perona. I think the Perona is still somewhere in rotation. All right, we're just going to go 1 Dawn on leader, attack for 6. And Zoro takes it. And then rest the rest of the Dawn, the full 6 to Red Rock, that poor little shopper away.
Yeah.
Uh, and pass on that. We have board. We have full advantage of the board, and nothing. Just hopefully Zoro can try to do another animal package combo to go wide once more, but it is slowly getting out of reach. We're gonna get the Monkey D. Luffy down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
so we're
it's got
like, all
rush.
right, we can pressure probably 2 life pretty easy here.
Hmm.
We're gonna use the Dawn. We're gonna put on Zoro, right? Like this Luffy in this deck is so funny because it's just like, well, um, it's more or less like attack and then give everything plus 1,000, right? Which
Hmm.
means you always attach it to Zoro if you can.
Which I don't know, I've always kind of I've kind of over the course of all the sets in One Piece, it is interesting to see how many because moving Dawn like started as a red mechanic and then
Mm-hmm.
going forward, it's kind of every deck kind of is slowly getting cards. Especially as we see an increase in leaders that want to have a Dawn to activate their leader effects.
Mm-hmm.
You also see cards that want to like give them play themselves and then in some way give your leader the ability to activate their leader effect. Like you see it with the Tashigi and Zoro. You see it. I think Law has a card or two that can just give itself the Dawn in green yellow. And we are going to get a chopper down with another animal. I think this is
Yeah.
one of the
So
Karoo.
I think yeah, it's again this is going to be kind of a back and forth, right? It's super funny, right?
Hmm.
Like aggressive decks are usually pretty quick, but then when you're playing another aggressive deck that generally can just produce as many attacks that you have, it
Hmm.
makes it a little bit trickier to go back and forth. So we do see some Golden Dawn from PRB02 show up as well. I've been seduced by how nice those Gold Dawn look like. I've started my own collection recently, and they are very very nice.
Yeah, my favorite to see right now is the people that have clearly pulled the God Pack out of the Dawn, so they're just their full set of 10 Dawn is just that God Pack they managed to pull for themselves. Here on the
Yeah,
Doflamingo side, just favoring the Boa Hancock Dawn, it seems.
yeah. And I think the last PRB, the first one, the best part one. I don't know, volume one.
Hmm.
The God Pack was mangas, which
A
is a little bit rarer, but I think
little
it's
bit.
really really cool that you can open a pack and then you get you can have 10 gold dawn that you can play with if you want to just immediately sleeve that. So I think that's really cool. I think that's a cool
Yeah.
decision, and it also means there's more gold dawn around for me to collect. So people
And
are
bring
like,
that
well,
price down. I understand.
yeah, you see a bunch of people like, I randomly have 10 golden dawn that I don't need anymore. Weird how that keeps happening.
I think we double attack. I think we keep attacking into the Luffy. I know. I guess the leaders went into leader, so we have a full plan for the rest of the dawn. We got okay countering
uh,
out of this 7K.
ooh, and red
Then
rock. Okay, getting rid of the Luffy there. Okay. But this is this back and forth. Here's kind of
mhm,
like the main difference between these two decks. Doflamingo usually has bigger bodies that it can put out, but usually at kind of the cost of like sometimes hand size. Oh,
mhm.
another Luffy. That's disgusting. Um,
Oh, that's so good.
the other difference is that both players do have ways to get around blockers, but obviously red here has access to rush. I think the biggest weakness to Dofi is that if you clear their board and they're at 1 life, they don't really have a lot of things they can do.
I
Yeah,
see.
clear and board here.
And Doflamingo hasn't been able to set up any further plays where their leader effect is relevant, which I think is what's hurting them so much right now.
Mm-hmm.
They have no hand size, and they're not even able to use the top of their deck to play the characters that they want. And we are gonna probably take these couple attacks into no, we're actually gonna counter out with the Piranha here on
Okay,
the
so
chopper
then we've
attack.
got a Robson. Yeah, this can gain rush. It's not going to gain rush right now, but
Hmm.
yeah, again, like we feel super safe in the fact that we're at one card in hand, but they won't be able to attack enough next turn to go for it. We got this chopper blocker too that is really easy to interact with. They can Trafalgar Law it back to your hand or something, but it's
Yeah,
something where you don't have to be as worried because
we do
again
have
you're
one
you're
card in
at two
hand.
life right now.
Hmm. One card in hand. We finally got the Piranha back down, so I'm tempting to see another leader activation from Doflamingo to get another character, forecast character list on. But I don't know if any particular. I mean, the Trafalgar Law is probably the one we're hoping to see
Mm-hmm.
the most going forward. Maybe the Boa. But funny enough, there being a Luffy, you're not going to be able to stop the biggest attack you're worried about. with perfume. Actually no, I don't think Doflamingo actually runs any of the boa cards that care about Monkey D. Luffy. But here we're gonna go. We're still trying to debate on how Doflamingo wants to continue the turn. Only 2 cards in hand, so probably gonna have to keep these 2 cards for counter. Otherwise, because there are just too many attacks on the other side of things, some Dawn math might start getting played, especially if we see another Luffy. Another Luffy from Zoro would be disgusting.
Yeah, we saw two, and I'm by the way they moved, it looked like it was a top deck rip and play.
Mm,
So uh, we'll see. But yeah, definitely in a tough spot for Doflamingo, right? They had such a wide board. They were really good at removing
mm,
the smaller bodies from Zoro, but Zoro's been able to just keep pressing, doing that damage. And yeah, it's gonna be a tough spot with 2 cards in hand, 3 cards in life. Um,
right.
it's gonna be some tricky math for Doflamingo.
And we haven't seen any we saw double red rock, which is a pretty expensive uh couple sessions of play, but we haven't seen any, was it
Gravity
crouching
Blade.
tiger or
Yeah,
gravity
yeah,
blade, yes.
yeah. Gravity Blade, Raging Tiger. Yeah,
Yep. That probably would have been the best one to see. It's hard to say if we're on it or not, but having seen it, that would be really. Oh, we're gonna get the attack. We're gonna get the. We've decided to put Jinbei to the top, and that's gonna let us to search. Um, Funny enough, only lets us see 1 extra card because the next 4 have been seen by the Perona. So we'll see if any of these cards probably gonna. At least I would try to invest into getting the 2K or can you get any card? I think you can get any card. So maybe even like a counter event would be great. And we're gonna grab a 4-cost Doflamingo. I think that was no.
again, there's just so many. Like Zoro, the
Yeah, I'm
Zoro
not sure
deck
which
you
alt art
have.
that was.
Yeah, there are some cards you have to play the standard art for, which I appreciate so much. That we have some of these exist, but yeah, looks like it is the crocodile. So
Crocodile.
this is the
Yeah.
2K. You can pay an extra 2 to add a card that costs 2 or less back to the owner's hand. So we're gonna add our own Perona back. This could be used to like bounce back the Dr. Kariha if we wanted to, but I think that's fine. Um, I just don't know. You know, you're switching a 2K for a 1K with the idea that at
Mm-hmm.
least maybe I have another body that can go for game 4 next turn. So I think it's a strong choice. It's just
Yeah.
the math is tough.
I think also hoping to recycle the Perona for future like top deck scryings, since we did reset the top of our deck after the Jinbei play.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, going down on counters could probably just be the end of us on this next turn, depending on how our life draws are.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're Zoro, I think you just commit to the game plan of being. Do you have to try to go for game this turn? Your hand size isn't much better than Doflamingo. You have the advantage of attacks on board. So
Yeah,
do we just go
this is the game of
face?
chicken that I think we're gonna play, right? It's like, well, you're at
Mm,
3 life. I've got a lot of attacks, but oh, we're actually going for board. And what this says
mhm,
is that I don't think you have a law to interact with my chopper blocker. Either that or I
mm.
have another blocker. I think 2 would be very tough. Oh, we're
Oh,
gonna play
Makino. That's a
Makino.
classic. Makino for the Dr. Correa. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is what it gives 3K or is it 2K? I can't
It
quite
gives
remember. But
3K, and then this is going to
mm,
be a 5K. 6K was Zoro leader effect, and then
mhm.
attacking
Debating on
death.
going to 7. Yeah.
I don't love this play in the sense that I feel like we either had to commit for defending or commit for game, right? Losing a 2K from hand from defending feels tough.
Right. And just to give your opponent an extra card in hand potentially, because I don't see Doflamingo. I don't see them countering out of this one unless they because this is the 7K. It's gonna be 2 cards in hand, and potentially you're just giving Doflamingo more cards in hand to kind of beat you next turn.
Yeah. Now there's one card though that way I think would make
Hmm.
it a lot make sense. It is the mole pistol. If you can use that to get rid of the crocodile, and their board is going to be empty next turn. Again, like there's not a lot of rush for
Hmm.
blue Doflamingo. There is a little bit more since it was in its quote unquote heyday. I know some people tried 8-drop Luffy.
Oh, so we're going for a big attack. We're forcing Doflamingo to try to go to 0 life this next turn. Because I don't see us attacking with this chopper.
No. No, or if we did, it would have been a little bit earlier. So, okay. We gave them 3 extra cards, a 4th for turn. If there is a Trafalgar Law, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble. The best case would be play Perona, look top 5, see a Trafalgar Law there, and use it to bounce back the chopper. We do have 1 Dawn open, but I don't know. This is a tough spot now, and Dofi can definitely, I think, take the game from this spot as well.
Right. Probably overcommitting from Zoro. Too many attacks, drawing too many cards, but we'll see. That these could all be blanks. There are a couple other cards that could concern us, right? We could see a Jozu also clears the Tony Chopper.
Yeah.
Was it original 7 cost Doflamingo could also come and just clear the chopper quite easily. We're gonna see that Perona. Those options are Dawn, like not as Dawn efficient as potentially a Trafalgar Law off the top of the deck, but still could potentially just still win you the game regardless.
Yeah, definitely.
With only 2 cards in hand, it's Dawn Math gets quite easy unless you're worried about. I guess the biggest thing you're worried about is Radical Beam at this stage.
Which I don't think is too uncommon for this deck. Is like a little bit less common for like the animal builds, right? There can be a case where you play the just shut up and come with me, and if there's a blocker off the top 5, that feels a little bit tough as well. But there's not a, we'll see what they rearranged to do.
So I mean, you got. Is it just attack 9 then 10? Just hope that they one of the cards in hand is a blank. Yeah, I guess both cards have to be a blank at that point almost. No, we have to. I don't know. Actually, have to attack less than 9 because you need the Doflamingo effect to fire.
Yeah, and yeah, just confirming numbers. It is as someone who got up super early for this. It is early in the day. You want to make sure your math is right. I think for sure, if you want to go for game, you have to have a Trafalgar Law on the top of your deck, or it could be even one of the. No, it can't even be Crocodile. It has to be Trafalgar Law, and you have to make sure the numbers are correct to be able to press for game, and play the Law to be able to remove the chopper. So 9 looks like a little bit. No, it's the right number. It's going to be 9 and 9. Yeah, it's going to be the Law. We're going to use it. Oh, a standard art. Oh, we're blessed with it.
It's like we bounced the chopper, but the chopper, funny enough, gives us. Oh, shut up and come with me.
Yep. So we're going to look at the top 5 here, and we have to have a blocker on this 5. And if we do not have a blocker on this 5, it's going to be very tough for us to get out of this next attack.
I think we lose there.
And we end up getting
Correa, I think. No, that's a chopper of some kind.
I'm not sure. I don't think it's the alt art one. No, it's not a blocker. And yeah, don't get it. Just got a bunch of bricks in hand. So pretty tough there. I think the Zoro player could have. I feel like they walked the middle of the road, right? They didn't go for game, and they didn't go for defense, right?
Board clear.
Yeah, because I don't know when they saw their the other 3-drop choppers, but there was like a decision. I think losing the Makino was a little tough. I think that was a little tough for them, right?
I think keeping them. I think they didn't have to put Doflamingo to 0, right? Like if we kept the Makino hand and just kind of held back just a smidgen of a bit, kept our counter in hand, I think we might have been fine.
Yeah,
9 and 9, I think, were the attacks. So
yeah. Now for the record too, their win condition was using the Perona that they knew that they had in hand already, and just hoping there was a 4-drop Law off the top, right? And if you gave them a 4-drop Law off of one of your like either life or something, they could have done that, but the numbers would have been like slightly worse. You'd have to play the 1-drop Perona anyways, but because you'd want something to bounce back afterwards. Best card you could have given them was 2-drop Teach. 2-drop Teach, play it. 2 Dawn on your leader, put the Law knowingly on the top of your deck. that would be some really really big numbers.
Mhm.
But
Fair enough.
yeah, it's fun. It was fun to see that deck. Honestly, it was fun to see a lot of the new alt arts in action from PRB02. I know Doflamingo has quite the following for people who like playing the deck. You know, this time last year, it was you could not find Doflamingo. It would be on like every
Oh
other
yeah.
table. It was very present. The introduction of the first wave of the 6 reboot or whatever. I don't remember what the community has been calling these star decks. That the reintroduction star decks. But they were very very strong for Dofi. I think every card from that star deck was good and playable in the deck, and it ran around for like 6 months or so. So now it's just kind of here and there. I think the new Jinbei promo or the PRB2 card has been really strong for it too. Obviously, I had a couple of draws, and it was cool to see.
Yeah, no, it was definitely fun to see. But and then on top of that, getting to see the animal package Zoro. And
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes especially the meta as of late, we're used to seeing mono green Zoro, so get to see some of that classic uh Zoro gameplay with the I forget was what binder. There was some premium Bandai product with that Altar leader. I remember we sat down at the table. It was
Yeah,
like, oh, that's red Zoro.
yeah,
I haven't seen
exactly.
this
Yeah.
Altar in so long.
Yeah, you can, you're like, oh, how'd round one go? I beat Zoro. I'm like, oh, cool. It's Doflamingo, Red Zoro. Oh, Red Zero? Oh, okay. Yeah, he's still
You
around.
sure?
You can still play that one, can't you? So,
Yeah. Pretty.
but yeah, if you guys are just joining the stream, this is the booster boxes online One Piece regionals for this PRB02
Mhm,
meta. We have 1,000 players today, so we should expect 10 rounds of Swiss.
mhm.
No top cut for this event, but should be really interesting. And yeah, we should expect 10 rounds of gameplay, so 9 more after this one.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
and
Good long day.
yeah, we've got just a couple minutes left in the round itself. Risu, if you were playing in this event, what leader would you be playing?
For me, I still kind of hover with like my favorite deck to play is still Yamato.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the simplest deck. It's just sometimes just being like it's kind of like the Zoro, like at least the red and green Zoro, I guess, is just like being it's easy to put all the decisions on your opponent when your game plan is just I'm gonna go aggressive and usually just go for your face, and that's gonna be my win condition.
Yeah.
If you want to enter, you kind of force your opponent to interact with you, kind of cuts down on like some of the mistakes you can make.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, Yamato he makes things like pretty easy. And the starter deck recently came out, gave that deck a boost. But then if I had to pick something else, it'd probably be one of the Vince Smokes, either Sanji or Reiju.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? I know Marco's
Marco's
your heart
like
and skull.
95%. Unless I did want to do some testing with like the
Mhm.
so PRBO1, which came out last year, had one new card, and it was the Red Sanji leader, which
Right.
did well in Europe earlier this month, and I know that
Mhm.
people have been testing that out. So it's like an aggressive leaning Marco in the fact that you play these red cards and you have access to removal off of like
Mhm.
power instead of like cost. So that deck I haven't played enough, but I think that one, if I was to like really sit down and grind, that would be one of them. But yeah, I've been having a I've been having a lot of fun with Marco. I think he's really good, and I will be surprised and a little bit upset if he doesn't get a top 16, top 32 before OP13 comes out in a couple weeks.
And your Marco builds, have you added both though? I think the main cards are what, like the new introduced cards are the Marco itself, the four
Yeah,
drop blocker,
yeah,
and then have you been running the Law as well? I think that's the other big card everyone
yeah.
talks about.
Yeah, so that those two are kind of like the obvious choices. Marco 4 drop's
Mhm.
been a really good blocker, but what card that's really surprised me is the Mister 3 blocker. It's the two
Oh,
drop
okay.
one. Yeah, and in this set too, we got 18 new cards, 3 for every color, 2 rares and a super rare. But
Mhm.
the effect for that blocker is that if it gets rested, you can pop it to get 2 draws, but the really really nice thing about it is that it's another 2 cost blocker in blue. So I've kind of rediscovered an older card from called Plastic Surgery Shot. It's a 1 cost 2K counter that you look at the top
Oh,
card of
okay.
your deck, and if it's a 2 cost, you get to play it. So
Oh, and then you can set up with Marco. Ooh,
yeah. So with Mark,
oh,
you can
that's
set up
fun.
either that or Duval, and then you can use this. You get 2K, you get out of an attack, and you set up a blocker, which is just absurd. Like being able to, like it
Counter
draws
off
a
and then
card,
get a blocker.
and yeah, it's
Ooh,
been really really good in practice and testing for it. So I've been surprised with how good that's been for.
you're supposed to save the sauce for your
I
ultimate
don't think I'm
opponent,
playing
Eggman. What
this
are you
season.
doing?
If someone doesn't start topping with it soon, maybe I'll find an opening and try to play once or twice. But it's been
Mhm.
I've been really enjoying that card. So if you guys need a new deck to play, if you guys already have your invite and you want to do a hard victory lap on these regionals, highly recommend looking at Marco.
I did what you couldn't, Eggman.
Yeah,
Made it go all the way to the top of
yeah.
it.
The torch belongs to you now. Just
You're next.
all right, but we
Um,
we just we just hit overtime, so we are going to take a tiny break as well. We will be into round number 2 pretty shortly, though. We will be looking at a couple tables. If there's any decks that you guys want to see, let me know, and we will do our best to do so. But again, we'll have 10 rounds of Swiss, 9 more to go, and I think there's been a understanding of like what decks are super strong. I think the like
mhm.
blue and purple Luffy, Bonnie, Silver's Rayleigh, green purple Luffy, Zoro, right? But there's also just a lot of like these 1s and 2 copies of other leaders that if you got a strong pilot, they can go really far with it.
Mhm.
So we'll see if we can find
Completely
some of
agree.
that. We're going to take a little break and we'll see you guys in round number 2. Be right back. All right, we are back. I'm going to fix the timer for it as well. But we've got for you guys round number 2. And Risu, what do we got on this table?
My Discord still isn't loading, so I'm gonna
Oh,
pass that back to
you pass
you.
it back to me, baby. We've got the blue and purple Luffy versus the black and yellow Luffy. We've been,
Woo!
it's not necessarily the Luffy TCG game. It is the One Piece card game, but you gotta believe that there's
Mhm.
going to be a lot of viable Luffy cards in this game, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, off the back of our previous, just to bounce back off our previous conversation, like this is also your, I would say, like your favorite deck is probably Marco. But
Yes.
like if something came second, it is probably going to these black yellow Luffy. I think you were a big fan of being able to play this deck.
Yeah, and
Even
I've tried quite a bit to make this deck work in this format. We did get a new Ace 5-drop that works really well. It lets you just play a 2-drop from your trash or hand if you do have a
Mhm.
face-up life, which is pretty easy to do in this deck. This deck has pretty much been has been a little bit invalidated by the fact that Gecko Warrior can't be played it anymore. And now
Mhm.
you have to run like a pretty tight list of 50 to try to get the ratios that you want. But I've been,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people have been experimenting with it, and it's really cool to see so many people play different deck lists for this one as well. I think it's really cool to see.
I think it's nice to see all the some like these like the legacy support come in. I think they I mean there is a conversation of like is Bandai printing too many leaders, and it's like I can see why people can make that argument. I mean leaders are part of like such a cornerstone of what makes this deck or game fun to people, and like being able to be your favorite character. And so now it comes down to like can we still be our favorite version of X or YZ character? And like we just came off of round one where people were playing set one leaders, max rarity, been
Yeah.
playing that forever. Which leads into a conversation of how does rotation affect these players? I mean, Dofi might get to stay because it got reprinted, depending on whatever their rules end up being.
Yeah, as far as currently,
Zoro,
I mean, this can change anytime in the next year or so, right?
of course.
My expectation is that Doflamingo and Zoro are likely rotating. There are some cards
Okay.
from PRB02 that will refresh their block number, meaning that they will be uh, active to play outside of this first block rotation that we're going to see. But obviously, with
Mhm.
it being the first one, there's still like a lot of things up in the air. There's a lot of questions, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, right now, the only thing is we have to wait for clarifications on some of the more specific things. I think.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. Uh, Jump around. I think I need to figure something out on my end. Discord's not cooperating, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think I am showing it on video, so you should be able to see at least the screen
Okay.
from there.
And then, all right. So, got both our players just getting slowly started. We have blue, black, yellow still now pretty much getting close to their. Can't call it a win condition, but like a start condition
Yeah,
of
I
getting
usually
their life to zero.
the kind of the community term I think is awakened, borrowing from some other Bandai card games. But
Mhm.
yeah, and we did get the ace is obviously I think the prime new card that we got from this set, but we also have this Sabo and OP12 that we see on the board here. So this says if you get to take a life and you get to draw two and trash one. Or sorry,
Mhm.
you get to let me make sure I know that it's just like another blocker,
Yeah.
which is super good. Yeah. So if you have three or less life cards, this character gains blocked and +3 cost. On play, you may add one card from the top of your deck. If you do, get to draw two and trash one. So I believe we did that to discard the other Sabo. We need kind of 2/5 costs in our trash to be able to get kind of the max value from our Luffy leader as well. And but talking about max value, we've got the 9-drop
Oof.
Sanji on curve, playing out the 8-drop Rush Luffy, and we're just staring at him.
That's I mean this early getting the Sanji combo this early could just be game in terms of, it might just be too much for the purple the black yellow Luffy. But if there's a deck that can overcome something like this. It is a leader that can consistently, I'd say, make themselves what, like a 9K leader if you get both the child effects off.
Yeah,
Yeah. So going into the this next turn, we aren't at 0 life though, but so we would need a awakener to go through.
for sure. And I do think, yeah, this is a tough scenario though for a Black Yellow Luffy. In yesteryear, playing 8-drop Moria and looping those would be like one of our stronger plays for keeping us in the game here. But staring at like two 9K attacks essentially, right? Since the Luffy can attach
Right.
it on attack, staring it down and knowing that even if I become a 9K leader, I still got to lose 2 cards at least from my hand to get out of these attacks. Is going to be pretty
At
tough.
least
And
we at least have the Sabo blocker, but it's just not. We're just gonna have to see what we can do. Maybe we could play the 5 cost Sabo, protect our board a little bit, but
mhm.
into there's our awakener, or at least a version of it that's gonna clear Nami, which
Yeah.
is step 1. Now we're gonna be able to we have full access to our leader effect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is, I think Zeus is good. It feels bad that we see 3 2Ks on our
Mm-hmm.
board right now, right? I don't know if that's necessarily what we wanted to see, but Zeus was like, I remember when this card was announced, right? This was
Mm-hmm.
like, I think it was like winter last year, before Gecko Moria was announced to be banned, before any of that. Black Yellow Luffy was still running around at quite the clip, and people saw this card and they're like, "Oh my goodness, this is such a good card for Luffy." A lot of people also played cost reduction in this deck. I
Right.
think Ice Age was still around, if I remember correctly. So you're like, "Oh, I could
Mm-hmm.
Ice Age Zeus. I could remove pretty much any card on the board, and then also get down to 0 faster." People were
Mm-hmm.
so excited, and then they're like, "Also, you can't play Gecko Moria anymore. Please understand." So.
Oh, no. Please
uh,
understand.
and so I think Zeus is still a great card, but I know we never really had a time to play it in this deck while it was still, I would say, incredibly viable.
That full power, if you will, with Gecko Moria plus Ice Age. It's incredible how much that ban list really did change the landscape of what One Piece was going forward. And it looks like we got the double child play, both Luffy and the original 4 or 5 cost Sabo comes down
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Whole board will now be protected from KO effects, but those don't matter too much
No, I
against.
don't think there's a lot of that. The other thing is
Mhm.
that like Usohachi can rest one of these blockers too. So and real quick, in case you guys have not seen a Black Yellow Luffy player before, and how this works, it's kind of got its own unique mechanic. So obviously, like healing in this game is
Mhm.
usually pretty strong, but for this deck in particular, if you have 2 Dawn attached to your leader, you can discard 1 card, add 2 5 cost cards face up into your life, and then we've got our 2 drops for Luffy, Sabo, and Ace, and it says look at the top card of your life, and if it's a 5 cost of the same name, you get to play it out for free, and then you get to also gain plus 2,000 on your leader until the end of your next turn. So by playing out the Luffy and then the Sabo and using both of their 2 drop effects, you're able to get out both these 5 cost as well as make your leader a 9K until the end of your opponent's next turn.
And we do end up taking one of those attacks as the blue purple Luffy. So going down to 1 HP. I think we're pretty comfy though. We still got the 1 done up. There's no world we're probably gonna lose in. I think we're resolving our start of turn effect, the classic at this point. I'm glad I got to skip a lot of like the learning pains from players of having to make sure they don't draw before activating their purple blue Luffy effect.
Yeah,
Because it is a May, which is rough for our judges and stuff whenever things aren't a mandatory effect.
for sure.
But we do get our starter turn with 10 Dawn. It looks dude just gonna start with a clean 9K attack. Gonna counter out with a Child Sabo. Another Sanji. Back to back. Oh no.
Oh man.
That's devastating. What is the hand size for blue purple? Are we gonna? I guess we're not gonna commit to another attack. We're not gonna use. We don't want to give up on hand size for our Luffy attack, and not enough Dawn to really commit to a leader attack here. So going forward, we'll see. We could choose opting to get rid of the Luffy and not a blocker though. How do you feel about that?
I think that makes sense because that card can actually pressure us a little bit, right?
Hmm.
I will say that I do think that blue purple Luffy, despite everything, it does have like a lot of consistency issues. The biggest thing for I would say this one is that I've been on record to say, man, if my opponent gets to play two Sanjis back to back on curve, there's a lot of decks that just have to fold to that power, and
Hmm.
I think that Black Yellow Luffy might be one of those decks.
Well, looks like we're gonna go start the turn. Having to search, not usually a great sign, but maybe could be the thing that lets us survive another turn. Because I think we are getting pretty close to a point where we probably could survive one turn if just like the right Childs or Sabo Luffy combo comes to our hand. We haven't seen any aces, so it does feel like, oh, we got the SP Sabo. That's
No,
pretty.
I think that's SP Rush Ace.
Oh, is that ace? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, yeah, just confirming cards in there as well. Um, but yeah, I think I'm a little bit surprised they didn't get rid of Sabo, but it's
Hmm.
like do you want to be more defensive and just eventually run them out of resources, which I think is pretty easy to do against Black Yellow Luffy now without Gecko Moria in the deck.
Hmm.
But
Absolutely.
Um, the one big plus though I think with Gekomori getting banned for this deck is that you are not locked into your 10 Dawn play, right? The play used to be, well, play Moria for 8, use 2 Dawn on Luffy, and that's all 10 Dawn. That's usually
Hmm.
what your turns would look like, but now you have a little bit more flexibility. I think you'll
Hmm.
find that a lot of people have been playing a lot of defensive events, essentially like mini Gum Gum Giants, where they get these boosts, and then if you are at
Hmm.
0 life, you get to draw a card. So there's like a 2 cost version of that and a 1 cost version of that, which I've been seeing a lot of people play recently.
Resting a lot of Dawn and that aforementioned PRB02 ace comes down to bring back a Sabo to play another blocker Sabo. So we're up to, I should say, uh 3 Sabo blockers, and then we got 2 more Dawn to potentially do maybe another child play. Maybe we have a Luffy in hand, or maybe we've drawn into it with the draw 2 trash 2 from Black Dressrosa blocker.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're getting those cards out. We've got 2 open, and yeah, we've got 3 blockers right now. So yeah, I don't think it's unusual to say that Luffy can survive this next turn. And yeah, we do have the 2-drop Luffy. We're going to use it to play out the 5-drop Luffy. This is
Mhm.
the egghead one, so nothing to KO on the board with it right now. But this 11k attack is going to be pretty big.
Got to use the giant. That puts us to 10, but what are we going to discard off of it? I do like that we are attacking more than 10, and the 11 kind of requested 2K. So I believe, so Giant gets us to 10, Bon Cray gets us to 11. So we got one more to do, or maybe I'm misfollowing. Oh, we're going to do Rosinante. And now I think we pass turn quite simply here.
All right, and so yeah, there's a lot of pressure from Blue Purple Luffy this next turn. I'm surprised they didn't attack with maybe 8 cost Luffy. They'd have to like discard a card, I guess, to make it a 9k attack, but so
Hmm.
maybe that was like a little bit too expensive. But I mean, in a deck like this that gets to draw 2, card draw should not be that tough. But we're getting a 2k and then
Hmm.
bottom decking the other 4. So all right, likely not a third Sanji coming out, but I don't think we've got board space
That'd
to
be
resolve
so
that anyways.
nasty. I could only, oh my God. All right. 9 attack. Mihawk goes in. This might be the turn that Blue Purple Luffy just sends it. We're gonna discard a Child Sabo. Counter out. Sanji goes in another soft 9K. All right. Shirahoshi. One more soft 9K. It's not giving up any blockers here. Not yet, at least. Maybe might see the first one go as we. Nope. Counter out. And then play 4. Play the Nami, the Whole Cake Island Nami
Yeah.
blocker. Gonna look 2 and then put 2 to the top of the deck. or one's
Yeah,
at the
it
top
could
of
be to the top or the bottom. Yeah, yeah. So it looks
the
like we're deciding, yeah, putting them on the bottom here.
The bottom. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
So really
then,
not really hoping to set up our draws, and then this is gonna be a crisp and another 9K.
mm-hmm.
Are we gonna use effect though?
Yeah, it doesn't look like we're using the effect. There's nothing to bounce back, and I think they need their cards defensively. Yeah, for what it's worth, right? There's a strong chance to like get a lot of pressure from Luffy. There's only one card left in life for Luffy, but they have a blocker. We know that they added a Frankie. But if there was a Gum Gum Giant on the top of their deck, right, they would have added it too. So maybe there is a chance, like that they don't have as much defense that you're used to seeing from Blue Purple Luffy. But we'll have to see.
We did give up a lot of that hand. And we also gave up on Zeus's, and like I feel like there was a world where we could have healed with our leader effect and then Zeused a Nami away. So it's a little unfortunate that
Well,
that's where we stand.
so one real quick thing. So Zeus, you have to take a life and add it to your hand, and with the rules for Black Yellow Luffy,
Oh wow.
yeah. So you
Oh, I
need
did
to
not
add,
have to come to hand. Okay, yeah.
yeah. So would unfortunately not work that way. If we were, if we had any form of like cost reduction, we could maybe get there, but yeah, seemingly
Soft
unlikely.
6 into leader. Gonna just counter out Zoro Drew.
All right, we're gonna use the Luffy effect just to draw a card. If we have any 2-drop Sabos to go into Rush Ace, that's can offer a lot more pressure and a lot more attacks to go in. And I think honestly that our Black Yellow Luffy player, they've done a good job to set up kind of this turn to be like, you know what, I've got a lot of attacks, I've got a lot of pressure. They have to get out of most of these, and this is their best chance for success, especially again when double Sanji into 8-drop Luffy Mihawk is very tough to deal with.
I believe this is 7 now into leader, or is this?
It's going to be an 8.
5K?
Yeah. So we see a Gear 5 man. So many cards in Blue Purple Luffy hands though, right? Like I think there's like 5 or 6 right now.
Yeah. So we do counter out. 3 Dawn left. So now you're doing event math in your head, trying to figure out what can I get us across the other side here. I think so many cards in hand though, unfortunately. Now Black Yellow Luffy has to decide what comes next here. Now we're in the territory of any attack gives up a blocker, which I don't think we have the hand size to even survive the next turn just on pure attacks on the other side. And yeah, we are going to attack 7-8 again, demanding
and I
2K or an event.
I think that's very fair. I'd probably be the same conclusion of, you know what, they have 3 9Ks and an 8K next turn. Even if my leader's a 9K, that's a lot to ask for to get out of, and I think this is going to be my best chance to maybe try to pressure them to game, because yeah, I would agree. I'd feel unlikely about surviving on this next turn.
We've gotten our opponent down to 4 cards in hand. You got to assume one of them's either a giant, maybe a Bagwa's made its way to Cold Hands' hands. But
yeah, like 3 Dawn left open and a blocker, like just such a intimidating position to be in. You're like, I just don't have any confidence that I have to go for game, but I have less confidence on surviving the next turn, right?
Like we'll see. It's still, I believe, 5 Dawn left from Black Yellow Luffy to commit. Maybe we see a child play into, like what you said, a Rush Sabo could be, or Rush Ace be something to give us that extra attack. Here comes another 8 into life. Again, requesting 2 cards or an event. It's so rough attacking 8. 8 and 9, I feel like, are such awkward numbers into Blue Yellow Luffy. Oh, but we're gonna commit The blocker. Probably. How much is this baiting your opponent into just committing full swing? Or and how much of this do you think is, oh yeah, we're just gonna full commit and I'm sure
Yeah, we
we
got
got the
the
Bagua.
Bagua, yeah. I think we had some like slightly better numbers if we happen to have a 2-drop
Mm,
ace to go into one of those 5-drop rush ones that we put in the trash earlier, but so you know that can up convert into some damage. We're gonna discard a card. We're gonna play it out. We do technically, they do have to technically, you know, sink 3 attacks to go for it, but that should
yeah,
be a little trivial here, I think, at this point.
yeah. So we'll see. Gonna use our start of turn effect on the blue yellow or blue purple Luffy. And then
Also,
just
my
gonna
apologies. This
reskin.
is round 2. It's been saying round 1 the entire round. My apologies. This was round 2. It is
It's
painfully early for me on the West
yeah,
Coast.
it's the
So
rare East Coast event when it's
yeah,
not lunchtime for me.
yeah, it's lunchtime for you. And normally when I do East Coast events, they start at 11, so I at least get like a little bit of an hour buffer,
Mhm.
but not
Yeah,
quite. But yeah, blue purple Luffy able to take that one. And you
yeah.
know, I think Black Yellow Luffy can win that matchup, but like double Sanji with, you know, card on curve, I don't know. There's so many decks that just can't do anything to that. So I would say it's lucky that that's, you know, not more consistent than it is,
Mhm.
because, you know, being able to find Sanji, and then also even though you get to look at the top 5, sometimes you don't see a good card on top of it. But
Right.
yeah, I think I'm pretty sure they set up the first one though, because they did have the 5-drop Nami blocker. So what you can do is you can, you know, draw 3, put 2 to the top, and then after that use your leader effect to arrange. But the second one was just insult to injury.
Yeah, no, into a Mihawk no less. It was
Mm-hmm.
that's probably like the best one. I still that secret rare Sanji. I still remember like that was the first thing everyone immediately went to was like, you can play who now for
Yeah.
free off the top of your deck.
And then they looked across the
Oh,
board and 8 cost the Gecko Moria, and they're like, "Oh, it's not."
oh,
It
that's
could be a
you
little bit better, I
know.
suppose. So, but
Oh,
yeah,
for real.
that's round 2. It's going to be I think a little. I don't like jumping around tables. I'm gonna
Mhm.
look real quick at what's being played, in case there's something that really catches my eye. Um, see, blue purple Luffy versus green purple Luffy. There is Bonnie versus Smoker. Smoker still being alive with 10 minutes left is surprising, and or not finishing it.
Oh, and out of one, yeah.
Yeah, we've got
There's
a
a lot of
Silver
hype for
Israeli.
for Smoker. I keep seeing
Uh,
people are excited about that deck going forward.
which one, Silver Israeli or
Smoker.
Smoker? Oh, sure,
Smoker,
sure,
Smoker,
sure, sure,
yeah.
sure. Yeah, a lot of green purple Luffy's, man. So many people have got the Dodgers Luffy's, which is super cool. Oh, we've got a purple Katakuri
Ooh.
against the Silver's Rayleigh with 5 life. And if they need to heal here. I don't know. I think this game's also over. So, but yeah, it's cool to see how that obviously. In case you guys aren't
Mhm.
in tune with the baseball world, which I am surface level. I am. I know about it because I don't have an opportunity to not know about it. Yeah, Dodgers being in the World Series, super big, especially living in LA. You see a lot of energy for it. It's LA versus the Toronto Blue Jays, which I was born in Toronto, so like I've got like this weird duality of like who do I support? But it's cool to see that collab.
Well, I will say that surface level is better than just being completely allergic to the water in the first
Yeah,
place.
yeah. Well, I mean,
I have
okay, we're
no clue.
a little first. I was in Toronto
Hmm.
last week when the Blue Jays were playing to get into the World Series, and they, I would
Hmm.
I would claim that they snuck in on a Game 7 victory into the world, the series. So,
Oh, that's
um,
so exciting,
but
though.
it's
That's
cool
really
to see,
awesome.
and they're up 1 game. They played the first game last night. I think they won like 11-4. So,
Oh, wow.
which double
Nice.
digits in baseball is
A
quite
rarity.
impressive. Yeah. So, anyways, all right. I know you guys love my baseball commentary opinions on like 3
Oh,
headlines that I've
here.
read in the last couple weeks, but that's gonna be where we're at for round number 2. So, we'll see if the Purple Katakuri is gonna win. I don't think they did. We'll keep our eye on for some other unique decks as well. If there's any that you guys want to see, let me know. And we'll see you guys in round number 3. And I'll update the thing correctly. Okay, you can stop waving. Sorry, your arm was probably getting tired. Like, please wrap it up. All right, we'll be right back. All right, we're back. We've got round number 3. Thank you guys for hanging on for that slightly longer break here. But we've got quite the unique matchup here on table 40. Both undefeated. What we got, Risu?
We have green, blue, Don Quixote Rosinante versus blue Buggy,
Yeah.
which is I don't think on anyone's bingo card.
No,
Either of them.
this is a deck that got a new star deck in OP11. I would say it had
Mhm.
mild success. It was doing pretty well, especially since it had a pretty good matchup into Betty, which was pretty present
Mhm.
then and not so present now. I do think that it has like kind of like a good matchup into Silver's Rayleigh if that's around. But
Mhm.
it's in a weird spot right now. Definitely not one of the more popular leaders right now.
And on the other hand, we have Rosinante, a leader that was kind of one of the first few leaders that actually started introducing the idea that leaders could have keywords, and it's got blocker. It's going to be able to block for our characters. I don't know how much. It's going to be interesting to see if some of the utility that brings us, maybe protecting maybe a baby fives or any of those like green classic green resting searchers, or where we even take the deck going into PRBR2. Is there any like grand card that like puts this deck on the map for us? What do you think?
For which one? For Rosie?
Rosinante.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Rosie, as far as I know, is there are some good cards, but I think the biggest thing is just kind of a bit of a tech choice. It's
Hmm.
also like weirdly good against Zoro because you can just be a blocker and they don't get to attack twice, right? And you can get your board. Oh, we got the Emporio, and we have to be a little bit random there. We see a Tashigi off the top of the deck there,
Hmm.
and we're gonna have to pass. But in general, I know a
Fortunate.
lot of people are trying out some of like these more unique, um, blue green decks. Right? We've seen blue green Zoro as well, and
Hmm.
Sanji do moderately well into this format. So this also is a deck that can play 4-drop blocker Marco. Right? Just a generically
All
good
right.
card for like a draw 2 for us. So yeah.
Also can play. I mean, honestly, you can one for one it with the Zoro Zanji's list, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because like things like the VV are really interesting. You don't get the recycling that Zoro Sanji might get, but like these are like a lot of these like multicolor benefiting cards. Like I mean, they're the same colors, right?
Yeah.
So you can almost one for one the list and as a starting point.
Yeah. Hey, shoutouts to all our like off meta believers. Because like we saw
Mhm.
like uh, don't be mad at me for saying that Doflamingo's off meta, but it is. But we saw the full art there. We've got a very shiny version of both of these decks, right? We do see like the new Mr. 3 come out. And again,
Mhm.
that card says if you get rested by an opponent's effect, you can pop it to draw 2, which is pretty good.
We have
I
the
see one
what was it,
golden.
5 cost smoker.
Yeah, 5-cost smoker here. Let's see. And yeah, we're going to 2k out of the 6k attack as well. We get to restand our leader at the end of the turn too, as long as we have 6 or less cards in hand. I haven't seen it, but if we have all 10 golden Buggy Dawn, that is an accomplishment in my mind. That tells me that you're down to clown.
You said that. Oh, we don't. We're not down to clown. We got a chopper down in there.
Ah, all right. Well, I,
Or
I
Tony
I
Tony.
definitely see another one underneath it, so it's really cool to see. Yeah, we've got the leader effect for Buggy too. So if you don't know how the card works, if you can rest
Hmm.
Dawn, 5 Dawn and discard a card, you can play any card that has cross skill in its type. We've got the promo here, which is going to prevent
Hmm.
3 costs and 4 costs from attacking. So poor Emporio not really going to do much, I think, in this matchup, but. It will just kind of sit around there. Smoker will be able to get some pressure there, but there's also 2 blockers with the Mihawk as well as the 2-cost Mister 3.
Alright, so we are going to attack with Banish. Just an empty 7k. Uh, Probably going to. Oh, wow. Yeah. Going to block this and then counter out with another Mr. 3. The alt art at that, too. So definitely committed to the circus, if you will.
Yeah. And we've got the Carrot here. Carrot, I think, has been incredibly strong in this format.
Hmm.
I think Bonnie's been able to use it pretty successful. We did have Carrot also get top 4 last week on one
Yes.
of our online regionals, going 9-1 with the deck. So obviously we play that card too. And I don't know, like I did have a bit of an issue finding a table for
Right.
this round, but like because there was honestly a good amount of blue purple Luffy's, Bonnies, green purple Luffy's, etc. But then we get to see some of these like random decks. You have to double check. Um,
Yeah, and I think that just adheres to like, there are going to be the couple of decks that like most people gravitate to. They have the highest chance of winning. They're seen as the best decks.
mhm.
But I think it's still an attribute or yeah, an accolade to talk about how like this meta is a little more open than like you may first look at, right? Like
Yeah.
both of these players going into this round are undefeated with Rosinante and Buggy, which I don't think either of these decks have topped any recent events. And I think that goes to show.
Rosie's, I think, snuck into a single top 32 in Europe. So,
Okay.
not high on your radar, right? But
Hmm.
I know there's a lot of people who believe in this deck right now, and so it's cool to see. These events, they're tough to get into. There's not a lot of them, and so to commit to that in a deck like this, I think is already commendable.
Oh,
For something like
absolutely.
this.
But like, it just goes to show like any like the meta is so wide for even just going to locals, right? Like
Hmm.
clearly you can take a Rosinante and go undefeated at your locals and have a great time.
Yeah.
So,
All right, we're
all right.
now
So we
using the
got.
Searcher Mister 3. So
Mhm.
I think you get both these arts in PRB02, and I'm like, I unfortunately got the Searcher one when I was hoping for the blocker one for my Marco deck, but still a good ad for the deck in general. I'm gonna add the Alvida.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So from here we have sort of look at the Dawn 6 Dawn available to us, and Buggy's gonna attack for 6 into leader, and we're just gonna take that. Interesting. Probably gonna needing to keep our hand size a little bit up. Going to use our leader effect. Discard the 10 cost Buggy. It's a little off screen, but they're getting a draw to what is another Emporio, it looks like? Or what is it's hard to see what they were able to
Yeah,
draw.
let me see if I can request that their cards are on screen.
Mhm. But that being said, we have Rosinante. It's gonna be their turn with the blocker Mihawk. Blocker Mihawk being able to, is rested. We only have to really worry about the Mr. 3. So we'll see if the Banish Smoker is going to provoke another block from the Buggy, or if we're actually going to counter out of this. It looks like we probably are going to consider. I mean, the Mr. 3 is an interesting card. Like you're up against green. You're probably trying to. There is probably a world you're saving this Galdingo to like maybe get a rest effect, draw 2. It's gonna be hard to say where we want, or maybe we just block.
There it is.
It is a Mihawk and Crocodile on the side.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
it was.
which that card's absurd, especially because it when
Mhm,
Rob Lucci was played a little bit more in like hard card removal. That
mhm,
would also just invalidate some decks as well. I'd say that blue green is not necessarily that deck. We're more about one the stunning effects, which is already happening with this carrot on the Mihawk.
mhm.
There's like a lot of like sticky plays on both sides, right? Like we can't attack with 3 cost and 4 cost because of the Buggy promo. We're stunning down. There's cards. We're playing out 8 drop of the
Wow.
kid here. We're gonna use the effect to play out. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of Emporio. Sorry, Emporio. Playing out the Tashigi
Uh,
there.
mhm.
We could put a Dawn underneath it as well. Our leader's also a blocker with being a blocker with 2 health essentially here to help defend our 8 drop kid is great. And if they try to remove the 8 drop kid due to like the 10 drop buggy effect, this Tashigi will just rest instead.
We have a really impressive board from the Rosinante here. We're debating on countering out or taking the life here from this just empty 5k attack on the Buggy side of things. One Dawn left for Rosinante. Probably gonna hold on to that, I imagine, for maybe a counter event. I don't think there's a 1-drop play coming our way.
Yeah,
We
and
are
just
gonna
get
counter out Elvita.
yeah, sounds good.
Buggy's turn now here at their full 10 Dawn available to them. Rosinante being able to curve out magnificently, honestly. This, I mean, I think the only hiccup was like the Emporio kind of whiffed on the gamble, the
Hmm.
top deck gamble. But other than that, like no searching really being done by Rosinante, but just seeing like 5 Dawn play into a pretty solid 7 Dawn, and then the perfect 9 Dawn play. But from here, it's Buggy's turn. We got to talk about the 7K coming into. Where do you think the 7K win into one of
So
character? Or?
this is the stun blocker, I think, from Carrot. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, right. My bad.
Yeah, because like Buggy, like they're in a weird spot too, right? Like they can, they
Mhm.
can use their effect, but all you're really doing is bottom decking a Tashiki. So like it's cool to get a 10, 12K on board, but also you're gonna get faced with a lot of pressure right now, right? We've got Carrot, we've got Kid, we've got Smoker, even like the leader attack, right? There's just not like a great avenue to interact with this board.
Banish, like whenever someone attacks you with banish, what is your like counter math doing?
I thought you were
Like
gonna
how
say,
do you
"What?
think
How
you're
do I feel?" I'm like, "Dang it!" Like,
no, because it's so awkward. Like, yeah,
I'm like, shoot.
because it's so awkward with banish. Because like do I like all right? So let's say I attack you for 7 with this smoker, just empty 7. Like you have to debate. All right, do I 2K 1K out of this, lose 2 cards, or just lose the 1 card of HP?
Yeah,
Right. And it's like the most awkward keyword to have to deal with most of the time. It is
it's a
I
nasty
don't.
keyword. I think for the
Mhm,
health of the game, I think that it's good that it is a moderately rare keyword to exist in the game right now.
mhm,
But like, man, it is when it works. Like, it is one of the, I think, nastiest keywords in the game. Because
mhm. Oh,
it
I
says,
play I play Yamato. I get it.
yeah,
I love
yeah.
that keyword.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, forcing your opponent to make these tough decisions of like, especially for Yamato, right? Like lose 2 cards in hand or lose 2 cards from life, right? Either or. Like I am plussing card advantage by making you minus card advantage.
And it looks like we went for we attached 3 Dawn. We went 10. I imagine that was 10 into carrot. No, it had to be. What am I
It had to
saying?
be
It
in the
had to be
kid.
kid,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
we blocked.
yeah. And we blocked
Um,
with leader, and we still have Rosie 2 drop blocker. This is going to be a tough turn for a Buggy, but we do have another boy on the board. It is the Odin 7 drop. I don't often see this in Buggy, but I don't often see Buggy in the first place. So what do I know on the standard builds for this deck right now? But as
mhm.
mentioned, we attacked with Smoker with Banish. We attacked into life 7K Banish, and we got a 2K Buggy off that life of theirs.
Nice. And now we're debating on where to commit our Dawn. Probably, I mean, that like the 9K kid, I mean, we're actually gonna go 10K kid. Uh are you thinking about controlling board, or are you just trying to have to win the race at some point?
I Yeah, I mean, I haven't played against a lot of Rosie. I don't think Rosie's been this. If someone told me this is the most viable Rosie's been, I would believe them. But that's not saying
Hmm.
much. But it does kind of force these really tough situations where you're like, if they Rosie almost always has like a way to make it the best opportunity for themselves, right? Especially if
Yeah.
you have 8 drop kid or these other blockers, like you can keep your cards on board very, very easily. And if you have like an obnoxious one like Smoker here, where you get this, also we have the Dead Man's Game here, being able to rest 2 blockers. Also, we're going to attack
Wow.
with Carrot and then stun the Odin. That feels tough, though I think they could still restand it too if they wanted. But we're going to start with a
Yeah, let me
10K,
reread the carrot. Yeah.
yeah, with the kid here, maybe into the Odin. 3 cards in hand for Buggy, so you'd have to. Oh no, okay, we're getting rid of the Croc Mihawk. Okay,
Okay, yeah. Looks like, and then carrot comes in, and I just double check if you do stun the Odin, they can still restand or set to active with their main effect. It's only during the refresh that
sure,
carrot stops.
yeah, but I
And
think
this is
the idea that you can prevent them from getting 5 cards on the board, um,
mhm,
it's
it's
kind
a
of
little
tricky
too
to interact
enticing.
with Buggy to get removal because of like Croc and Mihawk, and so like resting and I think like weirdly, one of Buggy's worst matchup is Kobe because they can just attack your active cards. Um, but Rosie with all this resting is in a tough spot too.
And then we go 6K into life instead of going into the Alvida. Interesting.
Yeah.
Um, kind of splitting their. Oh, I always find it interesting when a player splits their game plan like
Mm-hmm.
that, like going for life, win condition, or clearing board. It is interesting. It does make it easier for us to go game next turn since they've taken the life, but also clearing the Alvida, like it would have been an interesting play as well. So I'm gonna always love to know what our players could be thinking when they kind of mix it up like that. Now we have the Odin rested. Are we going to see a commit to potentially restand the Odin? Or what kind of plays we got? I have to attack into this kid, and it's going to be so obnoxious.
Yeah, and again, like one of like the worst qualities about I think 8 drop kid as the one who if you're playing it, like I think people are like,
Mm-hmm.
if this card rotates out, if when I'm not gonna miss it. I've been in this position many times and like what do I do? I can't play the game anymore. But particularly with Rosie, like sometimes you're like, well, I get this out, but I kind of the best play is to play it now, even though it might be a little bit early. There's a lot of cards that exist in my life that I wouldn't, kid's not preventing me from losing. It's just
Mm-hmm.
preventing me, from like getting a lot of life damage right now, which being able to draw that life in the mid game could be better to help defend or get your other plays. So making your leader a blocker like this and being able to say, you know what, they go, 10k into my kid, I'll just block. I'll go from 2 life to 1. I get to draw a card, and you're not any closer to removing this guy.
Ooh, that's so right. Like so we I think we attacked 8 into kid, played our Draco Mihawk, and that's our turn. Or was it? Might have been 9 into kid.
Yeah. And I think this is just going to be more of the same here. We got a 7k banish.
I wonder what we're using the rest of the Dawn for, because this would have been a good time to do 9K banish, but we are going to get the 2K, 1K out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
And now I think it's going to be easy restun that Odin off of the carrot. So obnoxious.
Yeah, it's very good.
And I think, yeah, that re-attacking Odin potentially? No, there's no reason. Oh, we set it aside because it's
Yeah,
rested.
there are 2 blockers, right? So,
Mhm.
we're not necessarily losing right here either. I think Rosie's definitely in the
Driver's
comfortable
seat.
spot, but
Mhm.
I don't know. There's just like this mentality of like, yeah, we could, maybe not lose next turn, but we're not going to be any closer to winning, which is the bigger issue.
All right, so still trying to resolve this 7K carrot.
Yeah, and again, it did
Sure,
stun
where
the
we want
Odin.
to
We
take it.
can we can restand it using the activate main if we wanted to,
Mhm.
but yeah, that Deadsman game to rest it before you could use it the first time and then just stunning it since has been tough to deal
Oh,
with.
we're gonna counter out again. So we're sitting here hoping to. It looks like we're hoping to actually use some of these characters to just give up and not give up, but go for game next turn. And yeah, again, committing the HP. Now we're gonna attack. How much of Rosinante? This is 7 or
Yeah,
8.
I think this is like, yeah, 7. So, and then we're gonna attack with Kid here. So I really like this play. 2 drop Rosinante is a really interesting card. The way that it's worded and how it works. Yes, it's a blocker, but it's a blocker that says whenever your opponent would KO one of your cards. So that includes by battle. And so that means that with this 8 drop kid situation, they can attack into it. And then you're like, cool, it's going to get KO'd. Rosie will protect it. So I like this play. I think obviously you could have used Tashigi to go a little bit higher, but just being as defensive as you are, I don't think you're in any
Mhm.
worry of like any removal. So I think they were asking just confirmation that yes, you can restand the Odin. At this point, like returning 7 cost Buggy to your hand is not really a cost anymore, because it's not really doing anything anyways. Oh, you could not
Hmm.
have attacked with Tashigi because it's a 3 cost because the Buggy's on the board. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm. But you also probably want to keep it standing for its protection effect. So
yeah, yeah,
kind of
yeah.
works in itself.
Yeah. And we are going to return it to the hand. Yeah. Sorry, this is such a unique situation that I've never I've never faced in my life. Of oh yes, the Rosinante versus Buggy matchup. Oh sure, we have to attach Don, who's a two
Clearly,
cost blocker Rosie because our 3-drop Shiki can't attack. Like, what a wild board state we've just stumbled into.
very amusing. Uh, it's such a funny effect from the 7 cost Buggy as well
Mm-hmm.
coming up like here. It's because it's like your 3 and 4 costs can attack, but anything under, anything over, you're okay. So it's
Yeah.
just like a even there. It's so amusing.
Yep.
We do attack with Odin and clear the Rosinante.
Yep.
1 step forward. It's good.
Going big 8. Again, we've got just an easy 1K, and then
Going
uh
a big 5K.
yeah, I don't know why we attacked the Dawn to Odin. I think it was just we read the writing on the wall. We know it's up. We know that we're likely
Yeah,
not
it's
winning
gonna
this
be
game
an
anymore.
18K to lead and fist bump for game.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think definitely a case. One, I would never. I'd have to assume what I thought
Hmm.
the winner of this matchup was. You could tell me either or, give me with 1 or 2 reasons. I think like the
Then you would
removal
have been
aspect.
convinced.
Yeah, yeah, I'd be super
Definitely.
convinced.
I think both players curved out pretty well. It was just Rosinante's curve just played into the Buggy board infinitely better, and we were
Mm-hmm.
just able to stay ahead the whole time. Once the 8 drop kid was established, it almost felt like it was checkmate from then on. Just Buggy could not get over it, especially with all the protection between Tashigi and Rosinante. Um,
Yeah, it
just
just felt.
yeah.
I agree. Like, but it
Carrot.
looked
Oh
like
my god.
Rosie had kind of a weird slow start, right? The fact that
Hmm.
we didn't have like the Emporio whiff, and then them, you playing
Hmm.
Emporio, and then them dropping the 7-drop right afterwards was really tough to deal with. It just meant like,
Hmm.
oh, I didn't get a card draw from playing it, and then I won't be able to attack with it for game. For the rest of the game now. So it was a little bit slow there, but the smoker, I think, added a lot of value. Seeing that card in curve, getting that 7K banish every turn and pressuring was great. And the extra Dawn 8 draw up on curve with double protection with the Tashigi as well as the Rosie was great too. And
Carrot was
Buggy also
obnoxious.
just doesn't have a lot of removal on the other side either, right?
Mhm.
So
We
so I think
diving around.
yeah, but we're gonna be pretty much done with this round. I'm going to put time on it as well. But that was round number 3 for us today. Again, we are at 1,000+ players today. We should have 10 rounds of Swiss, so not even halfway through the day. That's probably going to be the most unique matchup we're going to see, right? It's not going to be, I think, very often we're going to see a Rosinante versus Buggy. That's sincerely the first time I've ever seen that matchup happen. So I'm happy that I was able to watch it live with you guys. And I'll keep
Yeah,
tabs on our Rosinante players, see how they're doing. But they're up 3-0, which is a great start for the day.
absolutely. And with that said, bye bye.
Yep. Yep. Bye bye. We'll be right back. We'll see you guys around 4. All right, we are back. Thank you guys for waiting. We've got for you guys round number 4. And Risu, what leaders do we got on this table 1 right now?
We have a new kid on. I don't want to call it a new kid on the block, but green purple Luffy, probably the best deck to come out of PRB02 with the introduction of like not only the ban list kind of brought this leader back into play, but the new Nami kind of helps, right? The consistency of this deck is insane now. And they're just able to do as long as they can find their Sanji puddings, they're going to be off to the races, being a very powerful leader and an old dog, if you will.
Yeah.
Coming back off of the ban list, we have Sakazuki.
I would argue that green purple Luffy was like kind of happy about the ban list. Sakazuki was super happy about the ban list. Like I'd say he's the happiest leader of the bunch.
He doesn't have to get like what happens to that promo, like the was it the retrain Sakazuki? There's just that
he can
forgotten.
Hang out, he can chill. I mean, he wasn't leaving the binder much, anyways. But he's just got.
Oh, you put him in the binder. How kind.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Sakazuki. It's been able to do get the occasional top here and there. But I do think that it's never really hit a stride in this format, right? It was arguably the best leader in the game for a long time. Got banned back in 2024. 2020, is that correct? That is correct. Yeah, last year. And now he's back at it. He's lost a couple tools, he's gained a couple tools, and being able to get some removal on green purple Luffy is strong, but seeing the merry go on that first turn does feel a little bit tough.
Yeah. That's almost perfect, right? Because we are gonna say what like getting the original, like the cost increase was a mechanic that was Bandai was slowly introducing just to maybe curve the power of what Sakazuki was doing at the time. But going into like the preceding ban lists of finally getting rid of Gecko Moria, some Ice Age finally seeing its way out. It's crazy to me that like Ice Age, like was it Ice Age hit the ban list and it was another starter deck card? Is what was
Great Eruption. Great
Eruption.
Ice Age was set 2 card, I think, maybe set 3
or whatever the first black set was.
Yeah,
I think it was set 2. But yeah, no. But like, what can Sakazuki add that makes it? I mean, it's undefeated right now, going into round 4, so it's cooking.
Yeah, there's some kind of spice that we have. I'm thinking about like what cards we got from PRB2. I don't think there's really anything immediately outside of Marco that we could be playing, and Marco's just a generically good card. I wouldn't say that it's necessarily
a Sakazuki card.
Yeah.
We are gonna see. I think one of the newer cards that came out that has changed it a little bit. You see. I think that's double Tempest Kick in the trash there, unfortunately, but definitely something that's helped the deck do replace Great Eruptions, the loss of Great Eruption. But let's see what I can up. EBO2 did get I guess EBO2 we had a Sengoku. That's probably one of the more recent cards.
Yeah, there's like you're not like forced into the Navy archetype really too. Like it just happens that you usually run a lot of them because your discard effect is so generic. We are playing Kuzan here. We do miss out on Great Eruption. Sakazuki and Gecko Moria were both only unbanned for 1 set. And then since then either or both have been restricted at the same time. So I like to think that they're in like the same restriction lists, jail cell. And when the warden came to get Sakazuki out, Mori's like, "What? Where's he going? He's supposed to stay with me. What's going on?"
Then Moria realizes he was the problem.
Yeah, it's like,
but we do get the OPO2 Kuzan. This is like, it's crazy to me how this is still probably one of the best Black Navy cards in the game. When attacking -4 cost is just going to allow so much of that combo, which like I call it like the gunslinging combos of what Black kind of loves to do, and then comboing that with what Blue does. It's always been such a beautiful a blend of the two styles, and maybe we'll see that here going into the 5K attack into leader, going to counter out with a Zoro.
Yeah. Also, I could be wrong. I think we've got gold Sakazuki Dawn as well. I think we've got currently all the Dawn that are present. Like it is. I am blinded by the bling from this.
The
Like
light.
people who play these leaders are so committed today. Like we've seen like max full art Dax Altmost. We've seen these these golden dawns offer ways for expression. It's really fun to see.
I agree, and I definitely credit Bandai for like really making it like just making it a treat as part of this card game to just bling out your deck, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
you're seeing the alt art and Goku coming down, alt art Brook coming in, getting rid of that Zoro off of the Rebecca effect. Um, and yeah, like you're seeing, like every card is like some max ready version. I think the Bandai's done a great job of kind of like making sure that like every I don't want to say every playable card, but like it's really easy nowadays to get a lot of your deck either full all foil at the very least, all altarted, or there's some version of your every card out there that's a little better than just the common rarity.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we didn't bring back Sengoku. It was a T-bone.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. You're correct. Yeah. And we've got probably the strongest play against a deck that kind of leans more on removal here is going to be the Luffy Taro into the Sanji and Pudding here. You're not going to really lose any Dawn. You're going to be able to. I'm going to guess that we use the Marigo to make the Sanji and Pudding a 7 cost card now as well. So 2 7 costs are tough to remove. But if we don't get rid of this Kuzan, it's going to be a little bit more trivial, right?
Right, but we do get the block there. And because of that, I do feel like, oh, but we're gonna be able to get the essentially counteract the Kuzan when attacking here. So
Mm-hmm.
we're still gonna have to find another way to combo, but with a full turn ahead of us on Sakazuki, like that shouldn't be too awful.
Yeah, and we know for sure that one of the Sanji Pudding's at least a 7 cost. I
Mhm.
think both of them went on to it. Obviously, our players would know. We're going to discard a 10 drop Kuzan from hand, knowing that either one we have another one in hand, or it might be a little bit expensive at this current point. I think we are at 8 Dawn, so I would expect us to get a removal on one of these cards. I think getting rid of both would be very tough, though.
Not especially with the stage proc or stage buffing one of them. And looks like we're gonna have to see something because I mean this I would definitely see the Sanji pudding is just like the kill on site card. You have to get rid of it.
Yeah. Though I think like it's not both they're terrifying, right? If you want to think of it another way,
Mhm.
right? Sanji Pudding like lets you get one more active Dawn, so which you could attach to it, which Luffy Taro is a natural 8K too. So
Right, fair enough.
it's not Luffy Taro still does a lot of work, even if you get rid of the Sanji Pudding.
So definitely green purple putting themselves in a really comfy position in that case. But we were gonna go 6K into leader. Imagine the -4 is going into the Sanji pudding, but we'll have to see. 4 costs, -4 costs into the Sanji pudding. Now debating on what to do with the rest of our 7 Dawn here. We're potentially looking like what kind of combos could we see?
We could see like a Jack.
Jack.
He'd be pretty good at removal here. I mean, depending on how desperate we are, T-Bone could be like the card we play to get some removal too. So no
Mhm.
Jack coming out. We're just going to go 8K into leader with our Sakazuki attack. This will also give us a -1 on something else on the board too.
We're gonna take that
Oh,
on
going
the
down to 1. We're going to play a
risky.
Suru. And then,
Something's coming down.
yeah.
Houndblaze? No, we would have used it by now.
No, looks like, oh, we are going to use
There it is,
Houndblaze.
Houndblaze.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't think we're going to get the double removal here. We are going to get rid of the Sanji Pudding and then likely the Nami. I don't think we have enough reduction though for the Luffy Taro, but this is going to be an 8K to leader. We could giant to get out of it, but then we go down to we're starting next turn at 7 Dawn, which is a little bit low.
We are gonna 2K, 1K out. Yeah, now like you said, 7 Dawn turn starting for the green purple Luffy. Maybe like I mean Luffy Taro's got like we have to clear the Kuzan. This Kuzan's kind of like what do you think is more? I definitely feel like the Kuzan's probably the threat at this point. You have to get rid of it. I would imagine that the Luffy Taro does attack into that card, going into that, and then removing some of the combo potential. But we still haven't seen some of the main combo cards, like you said. You were mentioning Jack. Laboon is still a great card to come into play here.
Yeah, it looks
We
like
are
we're
gonna
going 9.
go.
Again, I would assume Kuzan unless we have some removal for it. I'd say green purple doesn't
Mhm,
have like a lot of hard removal. We have ways to rest things or ways to stun things sometimes, but yeah,
mhm.
9 to Kuzan. Kuzan did a lot this game. It already
Oh yeah.
I think it deserves to take a little bit of a break now.
All right, and that's gonna be the Sanji pudding. Now I think we can activate the stage to give it another plus, and then activate leader effect, make ourselves a 6K leader. Stage effect, there we go. Give us the Sanji pudding. We are going to be a 6K leader, even though we're not really marketing it with anything, I believe.
No, and it's not
Uh,
required for it too.
mhm. Yeah,
And so I'd say
absolutely.
like sometimes on webcam events, like it's you can be a little extra courteous for it, but also you have to. It's a competitive match too. It's up
Yeah.
to both players to do that, and we're gonna get double 2Ks on the T bones to protect this Brook. Likely not what the green purple Luffy was hoping to see.
hmm Yeah, that's pretty strong. Probably going to see. I mean, that just means like if you're protecting it that hard, but you weren't going to protect the Kuzan that hard, I feel like we do have a combo in hand that's going to allow the Brook to clear the Sanji pudding. So we're not going to be too happy about that. We probably should have potentially committed more Dawn to that,
Yeah.
given that the double 2K did end up working.
Yeah, and we're using the search event. We're going to find a 4-drop Zoro. My
Mhm.
instinct is saying that we have a 10-drop Kuzan in hand, which would mean that even if this Sanji pudding is a 7 cost, we can attack with Leader, we can attack with Brook, give -2 costs, and then we will be able to get rid of the Sanji pudding. So it just means like we're not pressuring board, but that Kuzan just opens up free removal for like the rest of the game.
Right.
All right, so
All
we're
right, we're gonna
getting
go
yeah the
discard
Ama.
the sword, light
Yeah,
sword.
yeah. Oh, I think that's going to happen.
It's gonna be so painful losing another Sanji pudding, and we were actually gonna, yeah,
Yeah, there's the 10
there it
drop
is.
Kuzan. Very strong. So 10 drop Kuzan says while it's on the board, all your opponent's characters get a -5 cost. And then on play, you get to KO something with 0 cost. So with even the Marigo getting the +2 cost increase, you got rid of a 7 cost with the additional -1 from the Sakazuki attack and the Brook attack.
That's so rough. I probably kicking ourselves in the foot right now. Especially since that extra 3 Dawn from the green purple Luffy just like, didn't even get used.
Did not
Right?
get
We
play.
could have
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, if we pressured a little bit more,
the Brook. I
yeah,
valued it. Oh, but we got a Zoro Juro, I believe, down. Get the search the top 5 cards. Again, that green purple consistency is so high now because
yeah.
of I think over 4 different searchers are probably in this list. We've seen the Zoro, we've seen the event, and then we saw a not the green Nami. So good, depending. Probably running the purple Nami. Have to see though. Could go either way.
Yeah, but I think it's been pretty strong outright for this deck, right? Also like Silver's Rayleigh kind of the same spot, right? It's just a deck that is able to make, searchers not only strong by searching good cards, but they're viable if like after they get their search effect too, right?
Now,
Like
where do you think we're attacking with this turn? We did search the Sanji pudding out with the Zoro Juro, so we still have room to potentially play it. I think we used leader effect, so this is a 6K into that Brook.
yeah, yeah, especially with Zoro. It looks confusing, right? Because you're like, oh, they have all their Dawn free, right? But you played Zoro for 4, use leader effect to lose 2 Dawn, restand 2 Dawn, so you have all your Dawn available active. You got rid of the Brook finally, 6-4. We're going 8-5 with the Luffy Taro, and then our third copy of Sanji and Pudding, and we've got less Dawn, so we do get that additional draw there.
All right, so nice. We get the additional draw. We're gonna use the stage one more time to try to protect. But now we're looking across the road, and got a full 10 Dawn available to us from the Sakazuki. 1 life. There's a world where we do have the 1 Dawn up, so Giants are in play. Maybe Gear Third, depending on what kind of events we want to be running as the Green Purple Luffy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, like 10 drop Kuzan being a 10k every turn going forward is going to pressure this board. Like we could easily see Sakazuki take a control route for a couple turns, try to clear this Luffy Taro, but we are going to activate a leader effect. Imagine again, probably into that Sanji pudding and just get rid of the third one, unfortunately.
Yeah, one thing that I will say, especially comparing this matchup with Sakazuki compared to Rob Lucci, is that we are at 4 life instead of 5, and that extra life can make a big difference. Luffy Taro, I
Right.
think, is one of the best, finishers in the. Or sorry, the Luffy deck's one of the best since we have access to Dead Man's Game. We have access to additionally the Rush Luffy. Like you can clear their board, and they can still present 3 pretty big attacks.
Mhm.
Around that.
Going 6k into leader. And just make it a Zoro for our trouble. All right, Kuzan. I'm gonna go ahead and attack into. Where do you think this attack goes? Oh, it's life.
Yeah, I think in life. All right, Suru, 9K. No, I'm kidding. All right.
Oh, and
Man, Ama with Kuzan on board is such nasty business. And then we've got the Jack, and we're going to use the effect to get rid of the Zoro Juro as well. So, this is a
that's devastating.
pretty good spot. And not unwinnable for Luffy, right? With 6 Dawn. I think we can do. I think we can do something like 7-8-8 to try to go for game. And there's only 4 cards in hand for our Sakazuki player.
All right, so again, 8 Dawn turn, but I mean we've expended so many of our resources. Like 3 Sanji puddings back to back have been answered by the Sakazuki.
Yeah.
And now we have to look at potentially. Oh, here comes that Luffy we're talking about. Maybe this is the Hail Mary we're gonna go for. We're gonna use our Luffy effect, our leader effect, lose 2, restand 2. We're gonna go 6. And with a simple 2k, I think we do cut out our hope for winning this game this turn.
Yeah.
We're gonna go Luffy into life. We're gonna take that and
pass.
yeah,
All
just
right.
pass
So
turn.
not impossible. Green Purple Luffy does. It's a purple Straw Hat leader, so that does mean you do have a lot of potential for defense cards, right? We've been seeing cards like Gum Gum Giant, obviously, but like Thunder Bogwa has been a popular ad lately. Dead Man's Game gets a plus 3K, but like 20K
It's
really
gonna be
good.
tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And
we have a full. Oh, we're not even gonna just say 20. We're gonna go 10 first.
yeah, I like this though. This lets them this forces them to have to like giant and another card to get out of it. So no, we've got the Thunder Bogwa. All right, that is
Well, gets us
helpful.
out. Oh wait, yeah, that gets us out. No, or are we not 6k?
We are 6K. Yeah, that
Oh
and
yeah, but
Nami.
yeah, but 4, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, like Sakazuki has like the same question. Like, I could go for game, but then I can just lose if I don't prioritize getting rid of this Luffy. We can get rid of it by just turning our Jack sideways and using effect, using the -5 from the Kuzan as well. And maybe we're hoping that we did this so they had to giant, so they had less Dawn to work with. But the Bagua is actually kind of upsetting.
Yeah. The ramp becoming kind of changing the math going because it'll be the first time Luffy has been able to get to 9 Dawn if we let them pass the turn.
Mm-hmm.
And our hand isn't looking too great on the Sakazuki side of things either. I think it's 5 cards in hand, which I mean could be easily chewed through. There's a good amount of bricks. I mean, there's a good amount of 2Ks too, but like you do run a lot of these cards that could get the loss, particularly Hound Blazes. If we're on the stage still, I remember stage Sakazuki was a big thing back in the day. Maybe that's something we've got in the tank here. Tempest kicks, all these things.
Yeah. We could play like Rebecca would be moderately good here. Play a blocker that also gets a 2K from trash.
That'd be huge.
Yeah, that'd be great. We're going 7-6, so clearly we're not trying to win this turn, but it's been weird. Like there's now kind of devolved into this game of chicken where both players have this chance to go for it, but just playing it careful, playing it safe, and seeing what they can do.
Interesting not to protect the Luffy there is interesting, but another Bagua for another Ram, so we're actually gonna get a 10 Don turn, the rare 10 Don turn from Luffy here. Oh, playing Sengoku, EBO2.
Oh, interesting.
Going to, That's gonna let us. It's blocker, 7K blocker on play. Play up to one black navy type character card with 4 cost or less from your trash rested. We're gonna choose the Kuzan. Kuzan letting us draw a card. 4 cost Kuzan that is, and yeah, beefing up our hand, or at least replacing itself, which is kind of not bad.
Yeah. So yeah, double blockers is tough. I think there's still a route for success though. It'd have to be a combination of Dead Man's Game and another secret rare Luffy. Which would mean that our end game would be 6-7-7, essentially. So not impossible, but a little improbable.
But not great, yeah.
Yeah.
Not with 5 cards in play potentially.
But being able to use the Thunder Bagwas to help you get to 10 has been good, right? This does help you get to a bigger maybe end game next turn. Also kind of is why like maybe they did, Dead Man's Game to start us off. All right, double rest.
Right. Is this the combo you were telling us about?
This is scary. Do we have secret rare Luffy? Yes, we do.
Exactly.
All right.
That.
Don -2, get 2 active, leaders a 6K, and then we're going to be able to go 6-7-7 to try to end this game. So 6 with Luffy.
Right, that's a
2K.
That's the 2K.
7K using effect, restanding Luffy. 7-5. Taking it, last swing for the game.
Is it? No.
Okay, 2 1Ks. What a close match. That is insane. You can see our Luffy player head in hands like, I can't believe I was able to get there.
I cannot believe. Yeah, no. I mean, it makes we did get the Rebecca, that we had the Rebecca in hand though. Like maybe there's a world we should have because we still had the 2 blocker board, but the extra 2K clearly mattered.
Yeah,
that's so unfortunate.
There's a chance that Kuzan was the card to draw it.
Right.
Based on that board, if they didn't have Usohachi, it might have actually, even if they had Usohachi, it might have been better to just keep the blocker in hand. It would have been 1K extra counter, but it is, I think there's a reason for Sakazuki's mild, absence today, still, right? And I think it's because the lines for this deck to be viable right now are so thin. It's very tough to be defensive with 4 life right now. I think Rebecca blocker isn't as much of a defender as it is, and yeah, very.
But we definitely saw why Sakazuki was undefeated, at least going into this round, right? We were just like, it almost looked like the matchup was in their favor. They just couldn't squeak an extra 1K out. And to the argument, maybe we should have just gone for game. Maybe we were a little too defensive.
Yeah.
There's a world where we could have just said, you know what, all 15, like just 20K, and if you can get out, great. I got more attacks coming in, and surely you're burnt out by then.
Yeah, but sincerely, like the game ended out how it was, but I don't feel like if you weren't confident that you could go to game for Sakazuki, not gonna lie, like 20K is a big number, right? But when you're placing against a deck that actively plays Thunder Bagua, Gum Gum Giants has a lot of cards in hand, it's not as big as it can potentially be. And when you know that you can lose next turn, I can understand like why you felt like they used the Secret Rare Luffy last turn. I was able to get rid of it. I think the chances of them they had to have those exact 2 cards, and I don't think those were actively searched either. It's
not at all.
It was a tough get, but they were able to find the route. So and they only lost by 1K. Like I hope
it was so the margins were so thin. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It was very, very tight. So I think the only thing was, yeah, if you went the route with the Sengoku, I think it weirdly would have made sense to keep the 1K in hand as a blocker instead, because the only way they rest Sengoku is with Dead Man's Game.
Right.
So if they can, they can't rest it with Usohachi. But
Mm-hmm.
it's a thin decision, and I would say almost always like, yeah, putting 2 blockers on the board, that makes way more sense.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
but again, a pretty unique matchup. I'm really happy we were able to catch that one. There's a lot of back and forth. I think it was pretty clear that either player could have won. And props to our Sakazuki player. They're entering, round 5 with a 3-1 record. But really, solid player. I hope they're able to keep it up.
And we still got time in the round, right? So
Yeah, we've let me see.
there.
We have under 10 minutes left in the round, so I don't generally like jumping around. We'll see what games are still being played. If there's something that catches my eye, maybe we can jump into it. Because we've got like a silver Israeli mirror match. We've got
There's a Blackbeard versus Blue Purple.
Let's see. We do have blue purple mirror match, which we've been able to avoid so far. We'll see if we can continue to do that. Looks like 707's playing, and he's playing Silver Israeli, which should not be surprising. Though there is a PRB02 Sanji.
Ooh,
707 is not known for losing, but in case he does, I would say that Sanji would be a cool deck to look at next round.
There's a green yellow Yamato around.
Undefeated still.
What tables would be undefeated at this point? As far as
31 would still be, I believe, undefeated. I think it's up to table 64 at this point, maybe even 128.
Right. Okay. So yeah, then 32. Yeah, green yellow Yamato still undefeated, but it's not
at least into
good.
this round. Yeah.
Not looking good, chat. I'm sorry.
Let me see. Zoro. We've got a Carrot Believer. Love it. I'm just gonna mark down a couple leaders that I see are still playing.
Mm-hmm.
Most of these games are finished, but I do want to see if there's any additional fun things.
Zoro, purple Luffy.
Looks like there's a Law green yellow still playing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of
a lot of green. It's funny to see that like green is now, I think, clearly has made itself as probably the best color in the game right now.
That or purple. Which I mean, green, purple, Luffy, you get the best of both worlds, right? With that. And yeah, we've seen like Dead Man's Game obviously been very strong. I know people have been using, like Bonnie has been feeling great too, especially with like 8-drop Mihawk being very present as well. And yeah, Bonnie's like, incrementally like clawed its way back as like one of the best decks in this game. But all right, I don't think there's really anything immediate for us to jump into, so we will take a little break going into round number 5. Again, this is going to be the booster boxes online regionals for the One Piece card game during the PRB02 meta as we kind of wrap up into OP13. 1,000 players, 10 rounds of Swiss, so we're almost at the halfway mark, not quite yet. And I think we've been pretty lucky. We've been seeing a lot of unique matchups, a lot of interesting decisions, and I don't know if we're gonna, it's a logarithmic curve as we continue throughout the day, in the sense that I think it's going to be a little bit more of the tried and true. So if you guys are interested in blue purple Luffy mirror matches, we might find some in the future. We'll keep our keep you guys on your toes though. And we'll see if we can get anything unique before this halfway mark. But we'll be back. We'll be here with round number 5, and we'll see you guys then. Be right back.
See you again.